Today, I want to show you what I've traded and purchased with from other dealers. When all the smoke clears and I sat down, I did all the figures. This is pretty much what I have in these coins, and I'm going to tell you what I've got in them and basically what I think I could sell them for. So stay tuned. And a lot of people, as far as dealers are concerned, don't like to tell everyone what they pay for something. I don't agree with that, only because when you look at APMEX or Atlanta Golden Coin Buyers and different websites like Arizona Coin, they tell you what they pay for stuff. I mean, what's wrong with knowing what a dealer pays? I pay as much as I possibly can to know that I can survive with my coin shop. And like I said, what percentage do you think a dealer deserves? I mean, 10%, 20%, 30%. 10% you could survive if you're selling millions, but you need up more than that. I mean, most businesses, when you think about the 20% profit margin, that's kind of tight. That's kind of pushing it. But you can make it, and a lot of businesses do, but you still got to do a lot of volume. So you got to consider all these factors. But I just wanted to share it with you. I want to show you this, kind of bear it out there a little bit and see how it works out. See what kind of comments I get. I'll read the comments, I'll respond. But let's get to looking at some of the stuff that I purchased here. Well, I'm going to show you a few things that I bought at the show, as I told you. And I'm going to start off with some of these silver rounds. I bought this off another dealer, and all this was dealer purchases. I bought these from different dealers that were at the show, and this one here is a Stormtrooper. It's a silver round, it's .99 silver, and I really do like these coins. It's a 2019, a $2, and also got a couple Superman rounds as well. And as you can see, in 2016 on this one's a $5. And then, of course, I got the Trump round. This one here, 2020. That's pretty cool. And then I got also this one here, and it's also a round as well. It's just your bullion from other countries. There we go. Darth Vader. And it's also a 2019. As you can see, it's 2019 as well. So I bought a couple of those, actually a couple each to have at the shop here, and then I bought this one here, and it's a sniper round. It's pretty cool, and it shows on the back here it has the scope, the crosshairs. It's kind of neat, little mount. I went ahead and bought one of them just to have to see if I can sell it in the shop. Now, I pretty much for these, I paid a little over $21 a piece. And there's a tax in Ohio, and so I pretty much got to put about $24 on them, 25 maybe. We might be able to sell them a little bit cheaper, but you're not making much on those. Here, this was on a trade. I got some peace dollars. I got some 26s, 26S. I got some 34Ss. Which is a pretty good date. I end up, doing a trade, but all said and done, I'll probably end up having, about 18 bucks a piece in these. And, some of them I'll be able to sell for around $25 each. They're nothing special. They're circulated. They're not going to set the world on fire or anything. I can show you one of the 34S's here. They're just, they're just your normal average, piece dollar. But someone will want them for their collection. They'll want to put them in their albums. And then here I've bought a couple of these, and this is the 43 steel cent. Try to get a real good look at that. And it's Mint State 65. And these here, I think they'll sell for $15 to $20. I bought these from another dealer. All of this is from another dealer. So when you hear me say the dealer prices, I pay what a dealer wanted to sell them for to me. And 10 bucks a piece. So if I sell them for 15, maybe 20, I don't know. Like I said, you just never know what you're going to sell those for, but that ought to show people that just because you have a nice 43 doesn't mean it's worth a bunch of money. Mint State 68, yeah, this coin's, going to be worth some money. You can get a little bit more out of that, but and I mean, at the coin, if you look at it real close, it doesn't look like it has any marks on it at all. Really hard to grade these. A lot of people don't know how to grade those. So another thing that I want to show you real fast is I bought this, and this is probably a $30 to $32 coin. Didn't get a great deal on it, but it was graded, and it was, this is a 96W Mint State 67 full bands on the reverse. You know, it's a nice looking coin. I just bought it to have it. I probably won't make much on it. They're going for, you know, on eBay they sell for anywhere from 28 up to $35. You know, so I paid 25 for it, and then I bought one of these, and I like these myself, and I got this from the same dealer. He wanted 25% back of bid. So in other words, I ended up paying about, I don't know, $20 for this, and I think bid might be about 28 or so. But what I like about it is a San Francisco Mint, and it has the reverse of a Morgan dollar on it. Yeah, and then of course it has the San Francisco Mint on the other side, and it's a 90% silver. You know, it's just, like I said, you know, if you're a dealer and you got a dealer badge and develop relationships, you can get some decent deals. I needed some of this stuff for the inventory to have, and you know, it's kind of hard to pass up when you can buy something a little less than bid. I bought these 3 Morgan dollars, you know, and they're pretty nice looking coins. And on these, I can typically get 40 to 45. I paid 36 a piece for them. You know, I got a pretty good, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're worth that much all day long. Some dealers will try to sell them for a lot more, try to say they're proof-like and all that. I'm not going to do that. That's not how I roll. They're going to have to be really proof-like. I'm just going to send them in. You know, these are not gradable as far as I'm concerned. It costs too much to have them graded, and you're not going to sell them for, even graded, you're not going to sell them for more than a 65, like I showed you, and then they get in a, you know, because I mean, you can see the marks on the cheeks and things like that, so they're going to be the gradable kind. Now, I did get a couple of these Morgans here. So I did get this Morgan, a couple 63s, graded by NGC. And I ended up paying gray sheet for this. $51 is gray sheet. I'm going to make a lot of money on the coin. But, you know, I think it's kind of a choice coin. It's pretty nice. Same thing with these. I got, you know, some at the 040. You know, and it's kind of got a weak strike on it and all, but it's 63. But it's a little bit better. You know, $53. Now, when you come over here and you look at the gray sheet on those, on the 040 for a 63, you're looking at $60 is the gray sheet. So I got a little better deal on that for what it is, a little bit less than gray sheet than I did the 63, the 79S, because it was kind of choice. And then you have, you know, all of these here, the 1900 that I got. It's, you know, it's really nice coin. You know, 64. You know, I got a little bit back a bit. Now some of these, like the 64s, I sell those for, if they don't look, if they're kind of a weak 64, I usually sell those for a little over $60. I try to get 65 to 70. If you look at gray sheet, you know, you can see that you got a little bit less than gray sheet in them. Also, it's going to depend on the year in mint. Sometimes the year in mint's different. But if you do come over to PCGS and you want to look at their prices, you know, like I said, the 79S here and 63 is $75. Now, I'm not going to get 75 out of it. I might get 70. 65. I try to shoot for that. 10%, sometimes 20% over gray sheet is what I tend to shoot for when it comes to these. Like I said, you know, dealers, I mean, you're not doubling your money here, okay? And these are from other dealers. Whenever someone walks into the shop or their shop, they try to pay a little bit less than this. These are, like I said, these are dealer-to-dealer prices. And here's one that I wanted to show you. Here's one I want to show you. It's got some decent collar. It's not really translating as well in this video, but it's graded by Annex. It's a 1896 MS63. You know, it's a pretty nice coin. I actually got this one for 36. This is the one I think I can at least get 55 out of this. maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Like I said, I usually put this kind of thing up for auction and let everybody bid against each other on it. I put them in the Facebook group. That's usually what that's for. Some of this other I'll put on the website and I'll have for people to buy. And here's another. I bought 3 of these and they cost me almost $100 each. And I can sell them for around $120. So probably $97 a piece, I think it was. But you know, they're really nice coins, and I did buy 3 of these. I bought different dates. You know, I kind of try to pick the ones that look pretty close to the grade. You know, it's kind of hard because you'll see a lot of these that are not close to the grade. You know. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you, kind of give you an idea when I go to the show what I'm buying. Kind of, we pay a little bit less for some of this stuff for the most part because as a dealer, I mean, you've got to make at least try to start off with 30-40% on some of this stuff because when you sell bullion, you're only making maybe 10% sometimes, maybe less than that. So it all has to work out to be a certain profit margin because as a coin shop, you can't make it if you don't make a little bit of money on things. I mean, you have to have a percentage where you're making something decent. You know, it probably ends up being in the 20-some% range when it's all done and said. It's been that way for the last couple of years. You have to hustle a lot of coins. I mean, you have to sell a lot of coins to actually make a decent profit in this business. And volume is always going to be the key. You know, I get some of you might think, oh man, you didn't pay enough for that. I mean, I'm not selling my stuff for that. No, that's fine. Okay, sell it yourself. You want to go through the headache and you want to pay the taxes and income tax and you want to pay the sales tax and you want to ship it out and whatever you want to do, start your own coin shop, that's fine. You know, the point of it is that dealers have to make money or you don't have coin dealers. Okay. So anyways, I wanted to share that, and thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and please subscribe, and have a great day.